I told you guys that this Premier League season would have a lot of surprises. I told you guys that this Premier League title race was not going to be like no other. It was going to be one for the history books, but it was definitely going to be different. Final score at the Etihad. Manchester City 0, Tottenham 2. Tottenham leave Manchester and go back to London with 3 points. 2 wins out of 2 in the Premier League. 6 points out of a possible 6 and 2 clean sheets. Listen, this is a completely different Tottenham already than the Tottenham we've seen last season. I mean, I don't even know if Ange Postecoglou last season got 2 back-to-back wins. I do not know. If he has, please let me know in the comments. But this is a massive win for Tottenham. And once again, Thomas Frank has gone to the Etihad. Not particularly played well, but he definitely left his mark. And he's one of the few managers who's now beaten Pep at the Etihad. And I don't know who the other managers are, but he's definitely in good company, I'm sure. But yeah, what a win for Tottenham Hotspur. I mean, at this point, you're thinking, do they really need Eze? And listen, I'm not downplaying Eze's move to Arsenal whatsoever, but you go back to yesterday, 2 days ago, when the here we go was given by Fabrizio Romano. Tottenham Hotspur fan base was an absolute meltdown. Everybody was losing it. But now, it's all rosy again because you're looking at this and you're going, with this type of performance, obviously Eze would have helped for sure. I've got no doubts. But listen, they've shown resilience. They've shown mental strength to go up against this Manchester City side and to put in that defensive performance is not easy at all. We all know when Manchester City play the same way they played today, the same way they played against Wolves in their first game, you know what you can expect from Man City. Lots of possession, knocking the ball around very patiently, crossing the ball in at times, trying to find Haaland, or maybe Haaland dropping in deep, or, carrying the ball for a couple of yards like he'd done today, and he tried to slide it in. Marmoush. It's tough to play against this Man City side because everybody's moving. It's very difficult to pick up one person. So for Tottenham to go there and leave with all 3 points deserves credit, man. As I was watching this game, I was thinking, Man City got all the possession. We know this. They like it. But if Tottenham get one chance, one ball over the top, curtains. And that's what happened. Not exactly over the top, but Richarlison kind of held his run, which left him onside. And I know after the goal, there was a VAR check. Richarlison was onside. Did I say online or onside? Anyway, Richarlison was onside. The ball got played in by Kudus, I think, who had a fantastic game. And Richarlison himself had a great game as well. Richarlison squares it to Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson makes it 1-0. And like I said, after VAR review, the goal stood. And you're thinking, okay, we've seen this before against PSG. We've seen it. Because Man City went down 2-0 and Tottenham took the lead again, or doubled their lead, made it 2-0. And this is where now my criticism comes in, yeah? James Trafford obviously got re-signed by Manchester City. The boy goes back home, etc., etc. But you kind of knew, and I even tweeted when that mistake happened, I said, you could kind of feel like that James Trafford mistake was coming. For those who watched Man City in the pre-season games, it happened against Palermo, got away with it. It happened against Wolves last week, got away with it. Today, he wasn't going to get away with it. And no, to be fair, he got away with it at first in the first half, but then that second time, it just had to happen. That mistake was going to happen regardless. You could just see it coming. You could just see it coming. He plays the ball into Nico Gonzalez, and I don't know whether to blame James Trafford here or Nico Gonzalez, because Nico Gonzalez gets barged off the ball by Pape Matar Sarr, and then Richarlison tries to get a shot off, but then he does like a little hezzy, holds in the shot, squares it to, not squares it, but kind of leaves it for Palhinha. Palhinha gets the shot off, deflection, back of the net, 2-0. And at that point, I'm thinking, oh, this is real. But again, I've got the PSG game in my head and I'm thinking, we've seen this before. They could well and truly blow this lead with 4 minutes to go. But credit to Spurs, man. They grinded out that result. And I think I'd have to go through the whole team. Vicario didn't really have much to do, in my opinion. But again, keeping a clean sheet as a goalkeeper is always nice. That defense, Pedro Porro, Van de Ven, Romero, Jet Spence. What a shift these guys put in, man. What a shift these guys put in. And you could tell, like, some of the blocks they were putting in, Romero, Van de Ven. I'm thinking of that block where Doku's on the left-hand side, goes past everyone, pulls it back to Foden. And as Foden takes the shot, Van de Ven just throws himself in front of the ball and just puts in a block. Like, absolutely fantastic. Some of the blocks that they were putting in, you could see them celebrating. And it was really like, it's like they were celebrating a goal, kind of. Do you know what I mean? So that defense put in a massive, massive shift. Moving on to midfield. Bentancur, sorry. Pape Matar Sarr. Who else was playing in that midfield? Palhinha. I was really struggling when it came to the man of the match because I know obviously TNT gave it to Pape Matar Sarr, but Palhinha. Yeah. This is what Bayern Munich are going to miss. This is what Bayern Munich are going to miss. It's absolutely ridiculous what Palhinha has done during this game. Like, he was everywhere. The amount of balls he was winning back, I even lost count. I completely lost count. So, yeah, that defensive display by everybody, but especially that back four and that midfield was absolutely outstanding. Incredible performance. And then you go to the front line. Richarlison, Kudus and Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson, not so much defensively. I thought going forward, he offered a lot for Spurs. Going back, a bit less. But in terms of defending, in terms of offering stuff going forward and defensively, Kudus and Richarlison. Richarlison, yeah. Listen, again, he might not be your cup of tea. He might not be the most fancy player on the pitch. But this guy's an absolute nuisance, man. I would not like to be a centre-back playing against this guy. Not because he's particularly dangerous, but he's just annoying. Like, he's proper annoying to play against. And that's something that you don't want as a centre-back. Honestly, man, Richarlison, listen, you might as well give him that second assist because that's how well he played. To the service of his team. If he doesn't score, he affects the game in different ways, man. Honestly, Kudus. That Ghanaian strength, man. You can't get rid of it. You know, if it's the ball and it's Kudus against someone else, bro, best believe he's going to win that duel, man. Those ground duels, he wins all of them. Even the aerial duels, you know, puts his body in between the players and the ball, you know, receives the ball. His touch sometimes, bringing the ball down. When a cross ball is played across the pitch. When a diag is played across the pitch, the way he brings the ball down with such ease and care and technique. Yeah, Kudus, man, that's a real good transfer from Spurs. Really good transfer from Spurs. And listen, Thomas Frank, once again, people are going to look at this and go, yeah, but it's defensive. They won a game of football, didn't they? And I know it's hypocritical from me because we complained as well and we said that we were the better team against Arsenal. But credit to Arsenal, they grinded out that result and they deserved all 3 points. And so did Spurs. Honestly, man, I can see Spurs putting in a good run now because I'm looking at their fixtures and I'm going, okay, let me check. They got Bournemouth at home. Let me just go to the end of September, for example. Bournemouth at home, West Ham away, Brighton away, and Wolves at home. All of a sudden, you're looking at these fixtures as a Spurs fan and you're going, hold on a minute. They could very well win all of them. So credit to Spurs, man. As for Manchester City, I'm concerned, even though I really praised them last week, but I praised them for their attacking ability. I praised them for the way they play going forward and the additions they made to the squad going forward. I'm looking at that back line and it's looking worrying. Yes, I know they signed Aït-Nouri from Wolves, but he had to go off injured. Now, as you know, at the time of recording, we don't know what the injury is. We don't know how long he might be out for or if he's going to be out überhaupt. We don't know. But that Man City backline is looking really, really shaky. And I did kind of look at the transfer business that they did. And I went, listen, going forward, no problem. Those signings were amazing. You know, some of the signings they made in January already. And this summer, combine all of them together and you're going, okay, no problem. But defensively, they made some signings as well. Now, the question is, why are these guys not playing? Kuzanov on the bench today. Nuri obviously played, but like I said, injured and had to be taken off. Nathan Ake, if it wasn't for that Nuri injury, he would have stayed on the bench. So I'm just looking at that back line and I'm going, I don't know if I would be so secure like I used to be as a neutral fan watching Man City maybe 3 years ago. John Stones, I mean, he's always a game or two away from an injury and then he's out for like months and months and months. So I don't know, man. Going forward, again, Man City, perfect. But today, it just, even that didn't work. Mix that with, their frailties at the back. I don't know, because even Wolves gave them problems last week. Listen, don't get me wrong. Man City had a fantastic performance against Wolves going forward. But at the back, in the first half especially, I remember Wolves creating some chances for themselves and, really causing that back line some problems. So I don't know. Pep's going to have to figure something out because, I mean, is spending going to be the answer again? I don't know. Listen, Man City could well and truly go into the market and get a new defender. We were all aware of that. Man City got that spending power. But that back line is looking very, very worrying. I believe they should have done some business. As great as they are going forward, they should have done some business at the back line. They should have replaced someone like John Stones, or at least slowly thinking about replacing him. But then again, Kuzanov is there to probably do that, but he was on the bench today. I mean, is John Stones going to play every single game? And I'm not, with all due respect, I'm not trying to call these guys washed. People like Bernardo Silva, people like John Stones, they are they have contributed to what Man City are today. So full respect to them. But I'm just looking at them and I'm going, the age, man. They've been around for a while now and, they haven't always covered themselves in glory in the past few years. So I think Pep really needs to start transitioning from the old guard to the new guard. So yeah, that would be my only criticism for Manchester City today. The overall performance as well today wasn't good, man. You look at that midfield, I think Pep played a 4-1-4-1 today. Nico Gonzalez, that wasn't good. Shirky, that was poor. Marmoush, that was poor. Haaland overall, that was poor. Foden came on, that was poor. Doku came on, a few flashes of brilliance, but overall it was just poor. Yeah, it's not going to be that straightforward for Man City if I'm honest, for the title race. I'm looking at their fixtures coming up. And listen, it's not looking much easier for them. They got Brighton next away from home. I can see them win that. But then, hold your horses. There we go. United at home. Arsenal away. They got United and Arsenal back to back. Listen, Manchester City, you're going to have to pull something together because, yeah, man. And in terms of James Trafford, that mistake does not look good. It does not look good on you. And obviously, the rumours of Donnarumma are going to intensify now. He said goodbye to the fans last night at the Parc des Princes when PSG played. But then again, is Donnarumma really the answer? Because he's not good with his feet either. He's not the best at that. So if Trafford is not the best at that, if Donnarumma's not the best at that, and then you've got rumours of Ederson leaving the club, I don't know, man. I don't know. Because people were asking questions, as to why Ederson wasn't playing. And I was like, I understand. He's rumoured to leave the club. So he's probably not going to be focused like that. But yeah, man. Questions to be asked for Man City. But listen, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, subscribe. My Arsenal reaction will probably be a bit late. But I'm going to try and do my best and, put that out as soon as I can. Because I'll be out, but I'll be watching a game on my phone. So yeah, keep your eyes locked on my channel for that. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. It's road to 20k, closing in on 19. I appreciate you guys supporting me along the way. And yeah, man, this weekend's going to be a good one. Lots of football. And yeah, keep your eyes locked on my channel. Like, share, comment, subscribe, people. And I'm out. Peace.